Hi, Jonathan. I am really interested in the two topics that you're writing about this week in these two poems, in your autobiography poems. Um, I think writing about a trip to Morocco, the river swelling with water, the idea of almost jumping into a river, and then avoiding that potential tragedy and just losing your shoes, that whole narrative is really engaging. So I'm glad that you chose this story to write about. Where I would go from here is right now. um, the most of this poem feels like notes towards a poem rather than the actual poem, right? So these are like notes that you took down. But the challenge now in your next edit is to arrange these and include the details that you want to include, remove the details that are unnecessary. Um, so I would say on your next rewrite, put an eye towards craft, an eye towards actually editing each line to make sure there's not excess words included. In this second poem, Cultural Identity, I'm also really interested in this topic, this idea of I am also someone who comes from mixed heritage, and so being able to find yourself in those in between spaces, those liminal spaces, um, I think is a really worthwhile topic to write about, and I'm glad you did. Um, I also think with this one, in your next edit, I kind of don't want to push you in one direction or another because I want to see where you go with this independently. But my suggestion is, what would happen if you wrote this poem and you removed the word I? What would need to be included without the word I? Would you need to include anything? Could you just say, come from a mother that's Hispanic and a dad that's white? As far as is perceived, could be both, but am neither Hispanic or white, right? So I want to see what happens when you I want you to try this as another writing prompt. Remove the word I from your poem and see how it flows and see how that might guide your next edit of this poem. Thank you so much, Jonathan.